Of anti-ICE protests breaking out in Los Angeles and other major cities, including the one we're in.
Massive crowds seen fighting back against law enforcement in cities like L.A., Seattle, New York, Las Vegas, just to name a few.
Jonathan Hunt is live in L.A. with the very latest this morning. Jonathan.
Ainsley, Lawrence, Brian, good morning to you all. We are still 2 hours away from a second night of curfew ending here in LA. And clearly these protests have been picking up right across the country now. They may have started here, but looking west to east, we saw protests last night in Seattle, in Las Vegas, in San Antonio, Texas, and of course in New York City. If there is any good news to all of that, it's that law enforcement in all of those cities appeared to have a good handle on the protests, none of which really got out of hand in the way that we have seen some of the protests here in LA. As for LA itself, the main focus last night of the protesters appeared to be City Hall, the LA Sheriff's Department, obviously, the sheriff himself headquartered there, and the LA Sheriff's Department led the effort to push the protesters away from City Hall through the evening. Police on horseback also came in with their nightsticks drawn. Those tactics appeared to be effective too in driving what was a much smaller crowd than we've seen on previous days away. And then by the time we got to 8 p.m. local time last night, as you can see from these aerial shots, the crowds had thinned out remarkably. That's the 8, of course, was the start of the curfew. The last few remaining stragglers were pushed out by law enforcement, and ultimately it was a relatively quiet night. Meantime, officials here warn once again that they will track down anyone involved in any acts of violence against law enforcement officers or indeed against property here in LA. Here's the LA County DA, Nathan Hochman.
Let me provide some bad news for you. There's a tremendous amount of video out there through social media and otherwise. We will know who you are, who engaged in this conduct. We will track you down, we will arrest you, we will prosecute you, and we will punish you. So, for people who've already engaged in this illegal activity, we're coming for you.
Now, up in San Francisco today, in a courtroom up there, Governor Gavin Newsom will be presenting his case, asking that the National Guard troops federalized by President Trump be put back under his command. The DOJ has described that action by Governor Newsom, that legal action, as, quote, a crass political stunt endangering American lives. But that side of this drama will play out in a courtroom in San Francisco this afternoon. Lawrence, Ainsley, Brian, back to you.
All right. Thanks so much, Jonathan. So he goes from curfew to curfew. I mean, the sun went down. That's when people are supposed to go home. As soon as you're out past the curfew, you're in danger of being detained.
Mm-hmm. This argument that Gavin Newsom is making, that he wants it to be back in his command, I think it's just juvenile. You didn't show up when the people needed you, and there's crisis after crisis to show for it. I mean, we got the big wall right here. What was he doing COVID? He was at the French Laundry having a good time. Meanwhile, he closed all the schools for K through 12. It impacted 6 million of our kids. The homeless crisis, they lead the nation in the homeless population, yet they also give the homeless population the most funding, and they still have the most there. You got the wildfire response, bad leadership, blamed the poor water management, delays on misplaced priorities. Then the state budget, we just gave them $7 billion for that high-speed rail. Well, they've never even laid a foot of track.
And it doesn't go from San Francisco to... It doesn't.
You can't even handle this stuff.
An epic fail.
It's way over. But I would add something else to him. He says there's San Bernardino fires, and I need my National Guard to go to it, but they are stuck right now in Los Angeles.
Blaming
That's one
Trump.
Of his argument, blaming Trump for that. But I just don't think he has a constitutional argument that I have seen that would have him Trump and take the National Guard back.
This is what actor Jon Voight shared on social media.
You're a fool blaming Trump. What are you doing for this destruction of these animals destroying Los Angeles? Are you there? Talking calmly with them, you fool? They would burn you down like they're burning the cars and the American flag with no regard for humanity. This is not about Trump. This is about protecting the people from these animals and criminals trying to destroy us. And our police force, are they supposed to stand there, let rocks hit them and kill them? Who's going to save them? You? You're a disgrace. You're nothing but a lying dog for the hopes of becoming the president one day.
This Glendale Community College professor sent out an email encouraging all the students to riot too. Kim Kardashian put on Instagram, when we're told that ICE exists to keep our country safe and remove criminals, great. But when we witness innocent, hardworking people being ripped from their families, we have to speak up. And then Trish McLaughlin answers, Kim Kardashian, which one of these convicted child molesters, murderers, drug traffickers, and rapists would you like to stay in the country?
Exactly.
There are just a few of the convicted illegals who have been picked up in the last 72 hours.
ICE highlighted some of these criminals: homicide, burglary, drug activity, battery, lewd acts with children, assault, money laundering, human smuggling, burglary. Then there's this illegal migrant that we've been talking about this morning who was arrested. He had already been deported once. He was arrested twice last year for a DUI and for theft. He was on the loose because of the sanctuary city laws in California. He was ignored by the cops because the laws protect the criminals in California.
So 2 things on this. Kim K, I know you don't know this because you didn't go to a real law school, but what about the American families that had their daughters ripped away from their families?
Yeah.
Every single month that we were reporting of an illegal killing some American citizen. And number 2, so if we're going to allow this to happen when illegal criminals, when the ICE officers show up with a warrant for their arrest, do Americans now not have to abide by warrants when the cops show up?
Right.
Can they barricade them? Can their families create a barricade outside? Should there be protests when they don't want to go to jail, when a warrant is shown up? It's a dangerous precedent to set, to say that you don't have to comply with court orders.
In terms of the idiot parade, how about adding Katy Perry to it? She writes on Instagram, this was once Mexican land, and the people being targeted today are often descendants of those who lived here for future generations. Do we really want to go back to the Incas and find out who was here? Would you like to give up parts of Texas? Do you want to give up part of California?
We're not giving up part of Texas.
What is wrong with you? They're upset that their butlers and their landscapers might have to go back to the country where they're from.
I was saying this in the first hour, talked to a lady, she's an American citizen now, but she's originally from Brazil. She said, if these riots happen in Brazil and people started waving flags from other countries and burning the Brazilian flag, they would end up in some back alley. We don't stand for that, she said, in Brazil.
It's disgusting.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.